He blew through slinger range like
Everyone,
it was nothing.
KingslayerKoshy, and welcome back to Bastion. The last part I just finished up with slinger range, and now we're going to, after I do some
The
setting up
dynasty to the families of the city,
in terms
all
of
reunited.
preliminary upgrading of weapons and whatever, I'll take on the first of the dream sequences and the who knows where. And like I said, the musket I think is the best
He's made a
weapon in
right
the
comfortable
game,
bed for
but
all
the
those
dueling pistols I
bullets.
think is a good close second for
That ought to
second
give those
best.
dueling pistols a little extra kick.
Because most of the other weapons have some sort of problem with them that makes them really
Poor kid
inefficient to
collapses
use.
after just one
And I'll get
drag.
to them when we get to when they actually unlock them. But for right now, in these sections
past.
of who knows
Only
where,
good thing ever come out of the past
you're gonna
is
see
history.
me make them show how the Were Whiskey can be effective. Because one of the things I did use was the Were Whiskey, and in terms of when I went to the distillery, one of the drinks that I cooked myself was the Were Whiskey, and Were Whiskey becomes very potent in specific areas, and in the who knows where areas, it's pretty much a game changer because you can deal a lot of damage in a short amount of
catches
time.
up with a kid.
And
Hardly had a
with the
moment's
windows that
rest since all
these
this started.
monsters give you, it's very valuable. You'll see me make use of it a little bit here, but you'll especially
Fair
see
to
me
say
make use
he's
of
led
it
a hard life.
more when we get
Supposing
to
what
the
he says in
later
his sleep
dream
ain't no
sequences,
lie.
because trust me, the later dream sequences are brutally challenging. Also, each sequence corresponds to certain monsters that we've fought throughout the game, so for this sequence, which is the kid's dream sequence, you'll find scumbags, gas fellows,
He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take
squirts,
care of.
squirt
Frail
vendors,
thing
as I like
with
to
pure
call,
white hair like his.
and anything revolving around the scumbag family. And for the most part, they're not too difficult to do. Oh yeah, and you also gotta deal with the stupid
Having his mama's hair did the
turrets.
kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm just ripping through rounds, well, reflections, but rounds, just by pumping every monster around your full of lead with my dueling pistols. And unfortunately, make a dumb move and accidentally get
What was I
myself from
saying?
the ledge,
Anyway,
which gets me killed, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the one risk about
school
having a
ain't
Were
working
Whiskey.
out, so the kid signs
Yes,
up
you
for a
can use
turn
it to
on the
pretty much
Rickwood
kill
walls.
monsters
Make
at
his
speed
mama
of
some
sound,
money.
but if you get hit a little bit more than you need to, you have to make it, basically make it count. So if you get past a couple of rounds before you die, then
Thanks to
you can
folks
make,
like
then
the
you
kid,
can make
the walls kept Ceylani is safe from whatever's out there.
Well,
The
let me see if I
elements,
can word this better.
the Urim,
Where Whiskey's only as
you
good
name it.
as how good you are at playing the defensive game. If you can keep yourself alive at all times, then you can make the most out of Where Whiskey. There.
Once a kid done his time,
Otherwise, I
he
wouldn't
hurried on
recommend
home.
this, but
Turns out his mama's time was done
I
too.
took it because for this playthrough, because I'm doing all of the idols invoked. Well, most of the idols invoked, because unfortunately I'm going to go up to 8 idols. Because the next 2 idols I believe are unlocked in the 50+. And I wanted to do this game from New Game because in New Game Plus you have all your weapons with their current upgrades. feel like that would be kind of unfair. Because you already have all your upgraded weapons. And be kind of pointless. And god damn it, me. Stop falling into pits. That's gonna be the death of you. Yeah, and because of the hardy punch as well, the hardy punch is actually helping me. Because it gives me an extra chance to fight on if I screw up.
For him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either.
But anyways, I guess I can... Well, for the most part, I've been talking about the gameplay of this game. Well, it's a game, so I would hope I do something like that, but I guess now I can... No, like I said, one thing I guess indie
so what
games
the kid do
have...
Why he went right on back to the walls?
I guess a big critique of most indie games I've played so far is that...
Wait,
well,
where was I?
story isn't really... I don't think I've seen a real indie game where their story seems to be, I guess, something worth remembering or something extremely memorable. The only one I can really think of off the top of my head that can
in the
actually
history of Ceylondia,
has that sort of
nobody's
memorable
ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls.
Is Undertale, and the only reason that it's like that is because Undertale is a different kind of game. Although I have my own real problem with Undertale, but it's a really big criticism, but it's not something I'll lose sleep over, but it's something I like to bring up.
How there, kid learned to
I'll touch on it one day if I ever do
build,
play that game.
learn to break.
But the thing is, I looked at a review for Undertale because the thing was, Undertale was one of those games that I was kind of torn. Like, do I want to see Undertale or do I want to just, like, because it was kind of the bandwagon indie game to get behind when it came out. And there's always one like that. Because with, I think earlier in the year, or maybe a year ago, it was Shovel Knight, I think was the big indie game to get behind.
In time,
and of this generation, it's, well, this
they
year,
trusted him to scout out farther than
this time
anybody.
frame, it's Undertale. Not sure if there's another one like that right now. I'll probably give it a little bit of time afterwards. Probably see one, but yeah. That's the reason why I haven't really been talking too much about the story. It's just that typical, the world's gone to hell and you're pretty much just doing whatever you can to pretty much bring it back together.
One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart.
You do get a lot of flavor text about what the calamity is, and the flavor text of all the characters that you see throughout the game. But the only real thing is, like, everyone's already dead, so it's kind of pointless in some regard. Most of the real interesting things doesn't really happen until near endgame, I think. So when we get to endgame, I guess that's where most of the, I think, plot starts to get a little bit more interesting. Not much more interesting, but interesting enough where I feel like this game stands on its own pretty well.
Just like that.
But as a game, I think that this game does a pretty good job. Because there's a lot of options that this game has to do. This game offers to you. Gives you a lot of freedom to do what you want, essentially. Do you want to play hardball? Do you want to make an easy experience for yourself? Do you want to make it a hard experience for yourself?
All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back.
Play it in some sort of arcade style. You have a lot of options. Like, this right here is an optional thing for me to do. I don't have to do this. The only reason I'm doing this is because it gives me extra blue gems. And I believe this only took me one attempt. But later on, I believe you'll see me
Through twisted streets, he ran with
deal
nothing
with
but the city crest.
when I do the
and
next
an old
couple of dream
stranger's voice to
sequences.
guide him.
They're not that easy. And I'll come back with upgrades to my equipment that I didn't have before when I ended the last part. Yeah, right now, it's just kind of a blessing for me, because right now, I'm not dealing with one of the obnoxious idols, which is... There's a combination of idols that makes this idol no challenge 11 health, and the two idols are that sometimes the enemies like to be assholes and just downright avoid your attacks, and they can regenerate health. Now, thankfully I don't have to deal with that right now, but later on I have to deal with that, and let me just tell you, it's not fun having to deal with regenerating health enemies when you can't even hit them. Sometimes the best way you can actually, the best way to kill them is by doing counter hits or just
Will it finally
straight
arrive
up
at
trying to knock them
Zealandia's
off the ledge and
vaulted
stuff, and
safe
it's just
haven?
not fun.
He and
And
no
you'll
one
see
else.
me have to deal with a lot of bull when we get to the end. When we get to the later consequences for Zia and Zolf. But the real dangerous game. So it seemed to
But
work out.
then, all he got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his
Left.
name.
I believe you only get two. You have one or two chances before you screw up. Thanks to the Hardy Punch, I got an extra chance that I went. So that I give myself a little bit of a buffer, I guess. Plus, I believe you also get the explosive ore around you when you die. Breathing room, but
Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made him real.
yeah, this is
Not
pretty
me.
much the story of the kid and what happened to him. Nope. Last reflection. It's two scumbags in this. The bull, fortunately, isn't hard. Scumbags are only annoying because these are the variety I like to shoot at you with their gunk. So, what I recommend doing for this little challenge is focus on the scumbags first. Yeah, but these are kind of like the boss areas, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, these are kind of like the boss stages, I guess you could say. Because this one's actually really easy. But when we get to the later ones are obnoxious. Well, one of them is anyway. There we go, where was the kicks in, and this should be the end of the Piff Bowl. There we go.
I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely
Oh
would.
yeah, and you also get experience for it too, which is nice, but here we go, it's the end of the dream sequence for the kid. We're getting pretty close to the end of the part as well. Yep, you can get experience and blue gems for buying MacGuffins and, well, not buying MacGuffins, but buying equipment for yourself. Alright, that'll be it for this part, as I just mess around, see if I can anything worth upgrading. I switch over to 50% more damage because the critical hit chance is only good if I have Werewolf Ski on. And next time we're heading to Jocelyn Bog. See you guys later.
The less said about Jocelyn Bog, the better. That place will eat your mind.